I want to welcome Francois Cleveland from AARP Idaho. She is the Associate Director of Advocacy for AARP Idaho, where she works in government relations, grassroots organizing, and community outreach.
Thank you so much, Mary. I'm going to share my screen here. So I just want to thank you today for the opportunity to present on AARP and what we're doing in the state of Idaho. We have so many fantastic opportunities through our local community and volunteer offerings. Our vision is a society in which all people live with dignity and purpose and fulfill their goals and dreams. You know, our mission is to empower people to choose how they live as they age. And our role is to be everyday innovators in aging. We want to be your wise friend in your life and your fierce defender on your behalf. So a lot of things that we'll talk about today are basically fulfilling that mission, so that when you age, and I know a lot of the mission of this group, we have a lot of the parallel purposes, and we really love groups like this that really help the aging population get through the aging process in a way where they really have all the choices available to them. They can live where they want to live, and they have the health care that they need and the money to do anything they want to do once they retire. So anyways, so that's why we do what we do. Our founder, Ethel Percy Andrus, her motto and our motto is to serve and not to be served. So you'll see a lot of the things that we do is based on volunteers. So the first volunteer program that we have that I'd like to highlight, and it's a lot of the same things that you all do, it's called New Knowledge Adventures. And it's a lifelong learning program in partnership with Idaho State University. It's in its 6th year this year. And the program is designed, governed, and supported by volunteers and volunteers instructors. And the registration opens on September 1st. You'll see the website right here. You can certainly register for any of our classes. They are free. And some of our most popular programs usually deal with history or travel, but we really have a wide variety of classes with something for everyone. The next program I wanted to highlight is our Celebrating Hispanic Heritage. In September, we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, and we have a month-long series on the program with movies celebrating traditions and history and heritage of the accomplishments of the Latinos in Idaho and across the United States. We really have some fun event plans. The movies include Coco, McFarland USA, Motorcycle Diaries. They're all free. They're virtual, so you can join in from the comfort of your own couch. And then we have virtual classes too that highlight that culture as well. And again, you can register at the little web address there in the corner, and I've provided my slides so they can send those out. If you can't write them down fast enough, you can certainly go to our website too and find information there. This month, we're celebrating Idaho teachers by recognizing their encouragement, inspiration, and commitment that makes communities in Idaho better. We have 4 movies this month. One passed a couple days ago. I watched it. It was pretty good. And then we have 3 more for the rest of the month. We also have a couple classes about educators. And fun fact, did you know that AARP started as an organization for retired educators? Like I said, our founder, Ethel, she was actually a retired educator herself. And she was out in California, and she was trying to find a member from her roster that she had. And she found her living in a chicken coop outside someone's house because she didn't have enough resources to actually have a place to live. So that started her quest to really support those people who retired. In the beginning, it was educators, and now, of course, we advocate on behalf of those 50 and older. So we have our tax aid that's done through our foundation, and it's the nation's largest free tax assistance and preparation service offering for anyone. So you don't have to be a member. It's for you don't have to be 50 plus in order to get your tax aid. I know that one of my children went to one of the tax aid sites to get some help, and they help them just as long as they help anybody else that wants to come in. This last year has been a little dicey with the pandemic, but they're working on ways to provide that service virtual as well. Again, our driver safety, same type of thing. It's usually in person. We also have virtual classes as well. But the driver safety program is designed for aging folks who'd like to improve their skills as they grow older. So, I mean, I think we all have had a relative where we get in the car with them and think we hope we never get in the car with them again. This program is designed to help those individuals so that they're safe on the road. And it also helps them so they buy a new car or get a different car that has different features on it that they're not used to. It helps them understand those features as well to keep them safe. So caregiving, we focus on the topics of health, wealth, and self. And one of our major tenets under the health portion is with caregivers. So we support caregivers in a lot of different ways. And I know that's one of your major tenets too, is to help caregivers. And the more resources we can get to this population, the better. We have an Idaho Caregiver Resource Guide that we put together. It's available in Spanish as well as in English, and it is a fantastic resource for resources throughout the state. We also have some general resources too. We have a Prepare to Care resource where you can go through the booklet and look at all the things that you need to start thinking about if you're going to be a caregiver for somebody or if you're going to need a caregiver as well. And you can go to that portion of our website that you'll see in the corner right here, and you'll find a whole wealth of information there about caregiving. Our Livable Communities work supports the efforts of neighborhoods, towns, and cities, and in rural areas too, to really be great places for all ages. We believe that communities should provide safe, walkable streets, age-friendly housing, and have transportation options so that people can age in the place that they grew up, where they were born, where they have their friends, where they have their support network, and they can stay in their home as long as they'd like to and really participate in all the activities of community life. One of the ways we support that is through our Community Challenge Grant program. We have funded millions of dollars of right down to the local communities throughout the United States, and a lot of money right here into Idaho. So this year, the 2021 Challenge Grant season, we actually have funded 6 challenge grants in the state. There's one in Pocatello called Growling Garden, which is it's a service where they're providing backyard gardens for individuals. So they'll bring them a garden, one of the garden not pots, but a bed. They're helping them plant them, educate them on how to grow their garden and on healthy eating. We sponsored $15,000 up to the Hidden Springs area above the Boise city for trails in that area, so people can walk on those year round. We supported commuter ride through the Ada County Highway District of $35,000 to provide microgrants to businesses so that they can provide resources to those individuals who don't want to drive to work. Maybe they want to ride their bike, so they need facilities at their employer to lock up their bike or to do mechanics on their bike. We funded in Potlatch, the Washington, Idaho, and Montana rail yards depot for just under $4,000 to help with the depot there. They're going to be providing services to the local community for the history of the area, and I think some kind of train ride type of thing. So we're kind of excited to see what that looks like. Lincoln County, we're providing $5,000 to the youth. I can't remember what it's called. It's the Lincoln County Youth Center, and they are going to be installing an indoor walking path inside their community center so that seniors and others have a place indoors to walk during the winter time. And then over in Blaine County, we are funding $11,000 to the Daffodil Festival. And that's a new festival that they're starting this year. And you all need to go over there in May of next year to see all the daffodils bloom. We also run the Network of Age-Friendly States and Communities. We have 2 in Idaho, Meridian and Boise, and we encourage any other community that would like to join. It's a 5-year commitment to look at how you can make your community more age-friendly. And if you haven't checked out your livability index, we provide that too. So if you go online to our Livable website, which you'll see in the corner of the screen too, you can check out your home address. You can see how livable your house is. So it'll tell you, how walkable it is, how the transportation part of it, your access to healthcare, access to local services, all those types of things. You can compare that address with maybe someplace you're moving to, or maybe you want to use that for your neighborhood association to say, you know what, our livable index is low in these areas, and these are some things we can do to improve it. And it also go to your local city council, your county commissioners, those types of things, and talk to them about how livable your city or your county is and things that they can do to improve that as well. So our fraud work, Jay's going to be talking a lot about that today, so I'm not going to say very much except for that AARP Idaho is part of the Idaho Scam Jam Alliance, and they put on scam jams across the state. Right now they're virtual due to the pandemic, but the coalition provides fraud and scam education to protect people as they age as well, and actually all the lifespan. So anyways, our advocacy is the last big one that we do. Our AARP volunteers and myself, we're actively engaged in efforts to influence leaders on issues that matter most to the 50 plus. We host a lobby day every year. We're involved in legislation, administrative rules, and the policy throughout the state that impact the 50 plus. So we do a lot in healthcare. We do a lot in financial type stuff, taxes, those types of issues. And you can always find us down at the Capitol working on those things.